In this video, I'm going to discuss the latest application rate for October 2025 BTO launch. To make it easy to read, I took the data from HDB website and turned it into charts which are exclusive to this channel. Now let's talk about the application rate for today. Okay, so for today, day 8, I actually have a new chart. So this chart is basically showing the total supply and demand regardless of the flat types. So for example, when you see Bukit Merah here, the number of applicants, this amount, this is basically everyone, like everyone who apply for Bukit Merah, whether it's applying for 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, etc. And also the amount of supply is also the total of all flats. The reason why I am creating this chart is because I'm just personally curious, like which town actually does better, which one is the most popular among all of the BTO lineup in October. Because if you go per flat type, right, there are certain town, for example, very popular for 3-room, but they're not so popular for 5-room, etc. So with this, we can clearly see which town is the most popular in this October. So definitely Bukit Merah is the one. I think Bukit Merah is very popular because both projects there, Berlayar Residences and also Redhill Peaks, are strong options. So that's why despite of the subsidy clawback, the prime classification, people still apply because, people still feel that it's a fair deal. The runner-up, interestingly, is actually Yishun. So to me, personally, this was a surprise because initially I was assuming that Payoh and Bukit Merah will be neck and neck because, as you know, in terms of media exposure, Berlayar Residences and Mount Pleasant Crest have a lot of momentum. So it seems like it will be neck and neck, but apparently not. So I'm planning to create a separate video to discuss about this phenomenon. So come back to this channel if you want to know more. But basically, runner-up is Yishun, and then the second runner-up is Payoh. Okay, now this is the supply and demand, but only for 2-room flexi. So as we can see, today's number is actually very consistent with yesterday, where Bukit Merah is still leading the way, over 2,700 applicants so far. And then the second place goes to Yishun, which is a surprise again. And then the second runner-up is Payoh, and then followed by Bedok. So that is for 2-room flexi. In terms of 2-room flexi application rate for seniors, right now, interestingly, Bedok is actually has the highest application rate with 4.2. This is quite a jump from yesterday's number of 3.8, and then the second position goes to Sengkang with 3.9, and then the least on demand here is Ang Mo Kio with 1.5. So I think for seniors who are applying for most of these towns, still got good chance lah. Okay, next up we have the 2-room flexi application rate for first-timer singles. Jurong East is the highest with 18.6, and then second position goes to Bishan with 15.8, and then Bedok with 15. So I think again the trend is very similar versus yesterday. It's just the number slightly increased, but the trend is consistent. And then we have the 2-room flexi application rate for first-timer families. I wonder whether the unallocated unit that was supposed to be first-timer families, 2-room flexi, it will be given to singles, yeah? I hope so. I haven't done my proper research about this, but I do hope that if there are any like units that are supposed to be going to first-timer families for 2-room flexi, just give it to like singles, because singles, I think, need 2-room flexi the most actually in Singapore. Okay, next up we have the 2-room flexi application rate for second-timer families. Jurong East is leading the way with 2, and then the rest is just less than 1. So I think good chance for second-timer families who are applying for 2-room flexi. Next up we have the 3-room supply and demand. Interestingly, now Yishun is still leading the pack with 440, and then the runner-up is Bukit Merah with 409. So that's very interesting. And then between Bedok, Jurong East, and Payoh, again, it's very close, yeah. The number very close to one another. So that is for 3-room, and then even for Ang Mo Kio, the number already grow. So I think that's good. So this is the 3-room application rate for first-timer families. Yishun is leading with 2.1, and then in terms of the progress, actually, like most changes are only like 0.1, so not much difference versus yesterday. And even for Ang Mo Kio and Jurong East and also Bedok, the number is just flat. Next, we have the 3-room application rate for second-timer families. Oh, for Bukit Merah is already 34.1. Oh my goodness. I think for second-timer families, if you really want to get a 3-room, Bukit Merah is probably already overly competitive right now, unless you feel really, really lucky. Maybe better pick other town lah, maybe Bedok or Ang Mo Kio or Jurong East if you are open-minded on the location. Otherwise, if let's say you are really, really like gung-ho, really want Bukit Merah, SBF is just around the corner, right, for February next year. And then there's also another Bukit Merah site in February 2026. So check my channel because I've already done my preview analysis on that site as well. Next up, we have the 4-room supply and demand. Again, Bukit Merah is leading the way with more than 5,100 applicants. So we can see the numbers really, really staggering. Actually, objectively, if you see, it seems like indeed there are many applicants who are waiting for the very last minute to apply. As you can see, the jump for Bukit Merah is quite high, and then Payoh also, the jump is quite significant. But then for other towns, the jump is pretty much pretty moderate. Now let's talk about the 4-room application rate for first-timer families. So currently, Bishan and Payoh are tied with 3.1, and then followed by Bukit Merah with 2.9. Maybe you are wondering, hey, how come for Bukit Merah the number of applicants so high, but then in terms of the application rate is very moderate? Yeah, because Bukit Merah got a lot of supply, right, for 4-room. That's why even though the number of applicants are very high, but then because they have a lot of supply, then the application rate becomes moderate like this. If you are first-timer families interested in 4-room, Ang Mo Kio is still less than 1. So I think, unfortunately, I think this Ang Mo Kio basically will end up in SBF. Maybe SBF next year or 2027 or something like that, because with only few hours left until the sales period is closed, right? I don't think Ang Mo Kio will hit 1 application rate for first-timer families for 4-room. And then next one, we have 4-room application rate for second-timer families. Currently, Bukit Merah is the highest with 22.5, and then the second position goes to Yishun with 18, and then the third position is Bishan with 16.3 because they have limited supply. Okay, now let's go to 5-room and 3-gen. In terms of the trend, again, is very similar versus yesterday. There's no surprises at all. It's just the number slightly increased versus yesterday. But then the trend is still the same. Yishun is the first one, followed by Sengkang, and then Jurong East, and then the last one is Bedok. Okay, here is the application rate for first-timer families applying for 5-room or 3-gen. For Yishun, it's 3.4 today. Versus yesterday was only 2.9, so quite a big jump. Sengkang and Jurong East only moderate jump. Bedok, almost flat. Now, unfortunately, for second-timer families, the number is very different. Yishun is already at 35.5, which is quite high. I think it's the highest right now, isn't it? I don't remember. And then the runner-up is Jurong East with 22.2. And here is the screen recording of the table from HDB website itself. Feel free to pause and screenshot if you want to see. The chart that I'm showing is basically using the same data as well. But, just in case you want to double check the numbers, feel free to do so. So tonight is the very last moment to apply. So the final numbers will be out tomorrow. So if you are interested to know what is the final result, come back again to this channel tomorrow. Bye-bye. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.